Hello, welcome to Talking with the ILM Practitioner, volume number 16. Yay, it's sweet 16. It's like feels like a birthday all of a sudden. But welcome. Thank you for joining. And for those who are meeting for the first time, my name is Sahara. I am an ILM method practitioner based in Toronto, Canada, offering one-on-one treatment at the moment, and often I also offer online movement classes. And today we have a guest from literally across the other side of the globe, joining me from Shanghai. It's Bora. And wow, we've been wanting to do this for a while, and because of our time differences, we were like, no, this day, and that means that you're already the next day. And so I'm so happy that we were able to find a way to schedule it, to do this, and I'm so grateful that he can join so late in the evening during the weekday. And so thank you. I'll be accepting this request very soon. Thanks for inviting yourself. He's a recent graduate, also like Geoffrey from last week. So he just recently finished the basic course in Poland, and I was so happy that I got to meet him during his fourth module of the training. And now he's practicing across the globe, literally. So as I mentioned, I'm just like so excited that somebody's practicing this in Asia. So I can't wait. Before I continue to yap around, I'll invite you so that I'm socializing somehow in Kikov. So I'm so happy that we can do this now. Yeah!
Hey, hello.
Wow.
I heard some of your introduction
Yeah.
when I
Great.
invited myself.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
All true.
that
It's a true story.
yeah, this is like the smoothest connection I've had, both with the
Yeah, because we are so close to each other, you know.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you?
Good. I had a nice day. These days it's a rainy season in Shanghai. So actually I'm in Shanghai now.
Oh,
So since like 4 days ago, it's rainy season. It's called plum rain, and it lasts for 1 month approximately. So it's rains almost every day.
it's same as Japan, like how you like plum rain. Yeah, it's like exact word by word. I didn't know.
Yeah. It's related.
I
It's
guess.
very close to each other. Yeah.
Uh,
As you know.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
wanna like as we mentioned in messages, like I actually didn't get to socialize with you so much, and I'm like in retrospect I'm like what. Oh, just because we have 10 days but we were so focused in on work, I guess, and it surprises me each intensive that it seems like we have a lot of time and actually not so much time at
It's
all.
always like this.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
like this. Yeah.
So that's why we're
Yeah. We
meeting.
talk about yeah. I think it's in my case, I think it's with everyone, at least in my case, because somehow it's always like people talk about different model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4, the cake, the movement, and you sit down, you eat, and then you go and you do the same thing again. So it's really to find actually time to sit with someone. It's not as easy as it sounds, although it's like 10 days together. Yeah, and so many people. So you kind of, oh, how are you? And then it's like catching up, and then da da da. Yeah. So when we meet for the first time, it's even more challenging because we never met, and then it's like every time we start to talk, it's like about something that we don't know about each other.
Right.
And then okay, I need to go, and then yeah.
Now is the time, so I get
Mm.
to sleep.
Now it's the time, yes, now it's the time. Now it's the time, yeah.
Yeah, so please,
ILM people time. Mm.
so, yeah, thank you really again for like arranging to like. I know this is like close to like end of today for you, end of
That's
Monday for you.
fine, yeah. It's okay, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
please.
I know it's also hard for you because you said you like more active in the evenings than in the mornings.
But this is more of like reasonable. It's like 10 in the morning for me, which is totally should be
It's okay?
reasonable for totally.
Okay, okay.
But if it's too early in the morning, my word, sorry, my stance is a little bit broken. Yeah, my words start to not form so well. So for life, it's not so maybe
Mm,
smooth. So that was my thinking. But yeah,
yeah,
but please
yeah.
introduce yourself, of your name, of exactly how you pronounce it, because I'm probably pronouncing it really poorly, and maybe
No,
what
no, you
how you.
actually,
Hmm?
yeah, yeah, I think you did a good job. It's Bora, Bora. Uh, very simple, as simple as that.
And yeah, like where are you from? What do you do? Or like, and also I'm curious, like what brought you to Shanghai?
Wow. We have how much time we have? Um, so I am actually so I was born. Usually, when people ask me this question, I say I'm born in the USSR. I grew up in Israel, and I matured in China, because I was born in Minsk, and then when I was 11, my family we moved to Israel. So I'm an Israeli. And then after my studies in uni, so when I was 26 or 25, yeah, I went to China to study Chinese for 1 year, and then I stayed for a total of 4 years. And then I went back to Israel for some time, for 5 years, and then I came back to China again. So basically, when people ask me where I'm from in Israel, it's hard to say because actually I lived in Minsk in Belarus 11 years of my life, and then 9 years of my life I live in Beijing. And then like the cities in Israel, like Tel Aviv, 4 years, Jerusalem, 5 years, like a small city on the coast. My parents live 3 years. So I move most of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, and I came to Shanghai just 7 months ago actually. So it's quite new.
Wow. And I like, what made you want to learn Chinese out of all the languages? Was it
Uh,
hard?
I think in general in my life, when I make decisions, they just I cannot explain it why. I think it's also somehow gives a kind of the pre-answer to the answer about Ilan Lev. Like if you ask me later, like why I choose to study Ilan Lev, I would say just a feeling, just like something something happened, then I thought to myself, okay, I need to study this, but I cannot put my finger and say, oh, because of this or because of that, I went to study Chinese or Ilan Lev or any other things. I think it's all a matter of, I want to say, coincidence. In Chinese, there's a word. It sounds like Yuan Fen. It translates to English as kind of fate, but it has more deep meaning than just fate in English. So, like for when people ask me, I would say just life in English. But if someone asks me in Chinese, I would say it's a Yuan Fen, it's a fate. Like sometimes you meet a person and it's a fate. You're doing something because you feel like you want to do it, and then it just aligned with who you are and what you do. So yeah,
Wait, so how many
yeah.
languages do you?
4.
English, Russian, Hebrew.
English,
And
Russian, Hebrew, and
they
Chinese.
are
Yeah.
so different from each other. Wow.
It's not on purpose. It's not like it just it just happened this way.
Wow. And how do you feel? How do you
Ah,
organize?
here, I don't know how it feels. I feel it's like already kind of settled in the system. But I tried to. I think it was 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I wanted to travel to Cuba. And before traveling to Cuba, I decided to take a course in Spanish. And then after 3 months of learning Spanish, I went to Cuba for 1 month. And it was really difficult for me to speak in Spanish. Like I knew the words, but somehow when I speak, Chinese is coming out. So I think my brain has limitation of 4 languages, and when another one wants to come in, so Chinese is the weakest one, obviously, because other languages quite fluent, but Chinese is not as fluent as others. So the Spanish went in, and then they had a fight. I think they were pushing each other, and it was funny, like talking to someone in Spanish, and then suddenly a word in Chinese coming out. Yeah, and I had to really control it and be mindful of this. So that's the maximum I can afford to myself in this lifetime. Maybe next life, who knows?
Wow. I
You
mean, I
you
was,
speak Japanese, right? You speak Japanese and English, and
that's it. But unlike you, I feel like my Japanese, it's quite, I don't practice it often enough, so it's quite rusty. Even though I'm fluent, it's I feel like a little bit like what you're saying, it's completely different way of speaking, and also how you construct the word, and like way of thinking is also very different, I think. Um,
yes, yes,
because the sentences are so other way around.
yes,
Um,
yes.
so I find it
Yeah.
extremely difficult to call myself bilingual. It's almost like maybe 1.5 together. Like
1.5. Yeah, 1.5.
yeah. And I always want to learn more languages, but I can do maybe about 10 words well, and then beyond it's like oh. So
So no French?
croissant.
Croissant on?
The most important.
I can. I also my French level is about croissant level. Bonjour and croissant.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. Oh, Jeff. Speaking of croissant. What? Yes. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Really, like that already is like so many different. Wow. Sorry.
What happened?
Are you still here? I'll
Ah,
make sure. Oh, Jeffrey's sending heart. Yay.
yeah, I see. I can see, I can see. Yeah, it was back to the languages. I was in my life. I was uh, like let's say how many years was it? Maybe 20 years ago, or something like this. I was no less, 17 years ago. I was a tour guide. I was a tour guide in China, Central Asia, and Trans-Siberian Railway. Uh, so I was taking groups of people, international people from to different places, and so when we cross, so most of the passengers they were from English-speaking countries, and we would go on a train from Beijing to Mongolia. And then on this train, most of the people, they are either Chinese speaking or Mongolian speaking or Russian speaking. And many times, I had to, that was the most challenging part in my life, I think. It was to communicate within, just 1 or 2 minutes in 3 different languages. Speak someone in Russian, then in Chinese, and then to translate it to English. and then my brain would just collapse. I feel like the temperature is going up after like 5 minutes, and then it's stuck. You know, like you have a connection problem with the internet sometimes, and it's like just stuck. So it was like my brain was stuck. It was like
Really, the double, no?
yeah.
Wow. And you seem really fluid with the location, the language, like to relocate. What made you stay in China, and also what made you now relocate to Shanghai?
So stay in China at the beginning. So I was a tour guide at the beginning around China and other places, what I just mentioned, and then the company I used to work for, it's an Australian company, a travel company. So they opened office in Beijing in 2008, and it so happened that just new office. So I just applied for a job and I got a job in the office. It's also related to organizing trips around China. And then went back to Israel. I studied a few things like the more serious. I studied like an MBA, and then I study it's like facilitating personal growth through movie making. And I worked in different jobs, so it's like I have like a long a long CV. I have two different CVs. One CV is like serious one, and one CV is more like something I enjoy doing also in my life, regardless of my profession. So yeah, so then I spent some time in Israel, and then also doing many things. And then I came to China. The second time I came to China, as a diplomat to work in the embassy. Yeah, it so happened. So I was basically a tourism attaché for Israel in the embassy in Beijing.
I mean,
There's a lot of many twists.
wow. I know you had like because now you work in marketing. Is that no?
Yeah. So I worked in the embassy, and then I quit. My job, and then I started to work for a company that basically they do promotion for different countries in China, and also for Chinese different provinces or cities. Do promotion, basically marketing strategy and PR and communication for them outside China and also inside China. So basically, yeah, it's like it's very interesting because you get to learn a lot about different cultures, different countries, and also because I have experience with the Chinese audience and tourism industry, so I could also do my job in a good way, I think. Um, yeah, I don't know how like, because I also did some other things, but I don't know if you want me to mention, or we have limited time,
No, no,
because
please.
it's about Ilan Lev, right? But we talk about different things.
Well, no, I'm just so fascinated because, like somehow because of maybe the way I entered to the Elon Lev method, somehow most people around me were like dancers or movement practitioners, and hearing your story, I'm like, how? Like, I want to know more of what you did, so that
Ah,
like how you
so
got. I'm just like, How did it link?
how did it link? It's a good question. How did it link? So first of all, I'll just put a pause on what I was telling before, because it's actually very true, because when I joined the course in Kikov, um, I realized that I'm probably one of the few people who actually don't have a proper background in dancing or movement. I think for me, I practiced yoga for many years, and I like 5 years ago, something like this, I started to practice CI, contact improv. But I'm not like professional dancer. I mean, I like to, if I go somewhere, I like to dance if I like the music, but I cannot say I have like the moves of the dancer or something. But it's actually interesting because when people talk about movement, right, they talk about mostly movement of the body, right? But actually, I thought about it like all my life, I move, but maybe I don't move with my body. I move physically from place to place. Because like I changed jobs, I moved to a new place, to a new location, I studied something new, so it's always moving. And also, actually, just today, someone told me there's a word in Chinese. It's also related to movement. It's called in Chinese it's 走运. It's like walk the move. Walk the move. It sounds in English sounds a bit weird. Yes, walk the move. Walk the move means basically as long as you're on the move, as long as you do something, things will happen, right? If you don't move, there'll be like a stagnation. So it's very easy to get to the state of like the comfort zone on non-movement. But also, if you think about it, it's also like with the body, it's the same, right? If you're just stuck, you don't move with the body, you have no way to explore what your body can do, right? So if I take like from body to real life, it's in a way it's also similar for me at least. I can connect between the two things.
And actually, like, if nobody told me that you were like, I don't think I realized until you work in like office job until like quite later in the course. Actually, if people were saying, "Yeah, Bora is dancer," I wouldn't have questioned at all.
Yeah, so last year actually, so back to I unpause the pause.
Yes, yes.
So last year I was actually not so much working in the office because the companies to work for due to COVID, due to pandemic, I had to be on part-time. So I had plenty of time, and that's also one of the reasons I joined the ILM course actually 2 years ago because I was on a part-time job, and I was thinking, okay, it's about time that because I wanted to go to learn therapy since basically 2018, but the timing was never the right timing. And so last year, actually last 2 years, I was doing other things. I was organizing like different activities related to mindfulness and wellness, like mindful hiking or photography therapy or education activities like project-based learning, working in different with teenagers in schools. But it was like part-time. It was basically not official job. It was more like something. It so happened, and also when I had the projects related to tourism or marketing, I would do it as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And how
yeah.
did like you, because you mentioned you practiced yoga for many years and CI and like meeting like movement mindfulness, like how did that enter into your life?
Yes, actually, the idea of me learning therapy, it came. It sounds maybe a bit strange, but it came during a Vipassana course.
Oh wow.
If you're familiar.
I have
Um,
I know quite many like group of people who have done it and have shared the experience with me. So that's I am familiar with, but maybe you can
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, it's because uh, it's actually I'm just gonna mention it very briefly because it's the whole it is like it's a thing, right?
Right.
I cannot just explain now and go into details about everything about it, but in general, it's about observing your body sensations during the meditation process, right? And then at some point, most of the time, people would feel their body sensations, and those sensations basically, you can also see it as vibration in a way, but very, very, gentle vibrations, sensations through the body. And I don't know why, I don't have explanation to it, but I had this thought coming to me, like sometimes there's a thought that's stuck, just like boom, 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 like for one day or for half day or for 2 days. And if you trying to push this thought away, it will keep coming. Right, but if you just accept it, then okay, you accept it, you just okay, it comes, and then it will go, right? Maybe it will come again, but it will go. And so yeah, I don't know, it just came to me in 2018. I thought like, why I'm not like learning any therapy, something related to body or something like this. And obviously back then I didn't know anything about ILM method. I had a thought about another therapy, but another therapy is, can I mention
Yeah,
the name?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Another therapy, it's also very strange. It's a Greenberg method. I don't know if you heard about it. It's also Israeli method. It's a Greenberg method, and I never tried it in my life. That's the funny part. But someone told me like maybe 15 years ago about it, and I never tried it. I don't know anyone who does it. I don't know who invented it, but it suddenly came to me during the Vipassana course. I don't know why. And then after the course is finished, I went out and all my thoughts that I kind of accumulated during 10 days, I just sat and I write down everything I want to check or I want to do. And one of those things was to check how do I learn Greenberg method. And I came out and I go online after one day, and it was end of February, and I see that they do a workshop in Austria in 2 weeks. So like middle of March, they do workshop in Austria, and it's before the last course taught by the founder. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
From Beijing to Austria for 3 days of workshop of Greenberg method. That was a bit very abstract thing to do, but I did it, and eventually it didn't work out because something just didn't come along there. I don't know what exactly. Yeah.
Wow. What a story. But still then,
So
no, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, so I have some. Can you hear me?
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah. So so basically about Iran Lev. Iran Lev, it's also like all the other stories. It's very random. So I was in Israel during the pandemic 2020. The reason I was in Israel is because I couldn't come back to China because China canceled all the visas. So I was stuck in Israel for some time, and and I was in Tel Aviv, and it was lockdown in Tel Aviv, but it's kind of Tel Aviv lockdown. It's not really lockdown compared to China. It's not a lockdown. It's just a game. And so I went once on a date. I had like 2 dates during 6 months. So one of the dates, the girl I met, she told me about that she has some spine issues, and she went to see this practitioner this method that I never heard about. And she said like it was a miracle, and like after 6 or 7 times, her like all the issues just disappeared, and the doctors told her before you have to do like a surgery, and anyway, so I was like, wow, this is sounds amazing. And I had my own injury with my shoulder and my basically the spine, the vertebrae pressing the nerve that connects the shoulder. And I thought, okay, it was injury for like 2 years already, and nothing helped. So I decided to check this ILM lab method, and that's basically how I found it. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
And how many treatments did you receive before you were like, no, I'm doing this course? Or what was your experience like the first time? And if you did more treatments, what was it like?
Yeah, so I think I've done altogether maybe 5 treatments or so, maybe 4 or 5 treatments. And then I asked the practitioner, this girl that was doing the treatment, I asked, where do you like, how can I learn it? Because it was very unique. It was very unique. And every time I did it, I felt um, like I couldn't explain what's going on, like it was just it was just like so such a feeling that I couldn't put in words. I can only say, okay, I felt like very light in my body, and next few days I didn't feel any pain in my shoulder, and I couldn't really like find a normal explanation, like a rationalized explanation to what just happened, and when when I cannot find explanation to something, it makes me very curious. Also with people, if I meet someone and I have no idea who is this person, like it's something that I never met before, I like very curious about this person, like also about like different things. It's just like it's very attractive to me. Like because I cannot explain it, I cannot understand it. And I was like, okay, it feels great. I don't understand it at all. It's fun. It's playful. It's light. It's not heavy. Then I went a few times in Tel Aviv. There are some. It's called I think communal clinic.
Yes.
Like when students just practice on random people. And I would go also there. Like I went a few times to this communal clinic, and it was 2020. It was still during COVID. So I asked this practitioner to let me know when because she said, oh, we probably have some course in Poland sometime when the COVID is over. So I will let you know. I said, okay, let me know. So then after 2 years, so then after 2 years, I was like COVID in China, and there is like nothing going on. It's like end of the world, because in China it's like it's like all the rest of the world already kind of almost back to life, to normal life, and China is still like you need to do like tests every day, and you cannot go to this place, you cannot go to that place, and lockdowns and everything. And I was like, okay, and I was like half working, half not working. And I thought, okay, it's a good time, because it's kind of feels like rest of the world is back to normal life, and China is China. So maybe I can find some course outside China to see what kind of like what is available in terms of therapy, back to therapy. So I checked different somatic therapies, like Feldenkrais and something else that's similar to Feldenkrais. but somehow it didn't feel the right thing to me to do because it was online, it was still online. Um, and then really like within 1 month after I start to check, I get a message from this girl in Tel Aviv. She said, "Oh, we're going to open a course in Poland."
Wow.
Yeah, so this I was like, wow, this is so. What is this? You know, it's like the universe trying to tell me something. You know, like because I just start to check all those options, and then suddenly after like almost 2 years, I receive a message from her, like
And in meantime,
yeah.
were you experiencing other like treatments and methods, and like were you, or was it not really possible because of COVID to explore other?
Excuse me?
Was it in meantime when you were waiting? Were you trying different modalities and methods and treatments to experience for yourself as a finding your way in, or
Ah,
was
no,
not?
no, 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 no.
Wow.
No, I when I was checking about studies, so when I checked about something, I would see what is it. I watched some videos, but you know, in China, this is very, very niche. Like if you like if you think about like ILM lab method in Europe or even in Israel or Canada, it's already niche.
Yes.
So imagine this and make it 10 times more niche, and then it's China, and then it's China because like it's flooded with like Chinese massage, tuina, like acupuncture, all the Chinese TCM, you know, like
Yeah.
Thai massage. It's like on every street in a big city, you'll find at least one place that provide like kind of body related services, but it's all you know, it's all a massage, right? It's all very different from ILM.
Right.
But that's what people have in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first, if someone asks me like, what do I do? What is this? And I say it's related to body work and movement and like touch. I say, oh, it's massage. I said, no, it's not a massage. You know, it's like everything very simple. Let's simplify it. Massage. Okay, we know massage. It's a massage. Doesn't matter what you say. It's a massage.
I mean,
You touch someone. It's a massage.
I get the same response here, but I can imagine even more. And yeah, I can imagine in China, it's like there's already so many modalities within the Chinese
Yes, yes, yes,
medicine. Uh, Medicine meaning like,
yes, yes, yes.
and so wow, the gutsy move,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, so in that case, in that sense, it's a bit tricky, you know. It's like something that's been existing here for thousands of years and it works, and then Elon left.
And
Yeah.
yeah, actually, what were you like? I mean, first of all, what was it like for you to um, join the course once, because you've been waiting for years and years, and once you enter, what was that like starting the process of learning the ILM? Also, because of how the course works for 10 days intensive, and um, what was your experience like practicing with your locals in China?
You mean how is experience practice in China, or how was it when I came to kickoff?
Both. Sorry, I just like bombarded.
Okay. Mm. Uh, it was the first time I think Model 1 was a bit challenging for me, to be honest, because first of all, I didn't know what to expect, which is not a bad thing when you don't know what to expect. Um, and the place itself, like Kikov, it's like wow, it's like this place is something amazing. Uh, it's like if I was the leader of a cult, some kind of cult, you know, I would make my headquarter in Kickoff probably. This place is just it's something really unique in many senses, in many ways. And having like Elon Lab training there, it's even more unique.
Yeah.
And I think for me, because it's very much about movement and about body and the movement classes and something that is taught through basically hands-on experience, but not like you learn, I don't know, physiotherapy or something like this, right? It's basically you put your hands on and then you try, you go, like you feel it, right? It's not something you go with your brain. And this change is something that for me it's very good change as like for me as a person because I'm very easy to go into the brain part, and I want to like it's good for me to find the balance and to be less brain and more like feelings. And I think it's also one of the reasons that somehow my life led me to ILM. So it's not like always to analyze and to think and to kind of form something, but it's the opposite, to unform things, to kind of make things not clear and ask questions, but not necessarily getting the answers. So being kind of in this state of unknown, and be okay with being in a state of unknown because it's very difficult to be in the unknown for most of the people. And I think one of the maybe main things that I'm grateful for since I started to practice and learn ILM is that in general my attitude to things in life and to the unknown became more relaxed and more accepting and embracing rather than trying to kind of hold, and control and to say, okay, I have to do something. And actually, just now, you're asking what I'm doing now. So now I'm I had a job. I was the marketing director of Shanghai Modern Art Museum until 2 weeks ago, and then it so happened that I had to finish my job 2 weeks ago. And the first 2 days, I was very surprised by this ending.
Yeah.
I was very kind of, what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen because I wasn't planning it. And then my friend told me, like, just take a few weeks and just be with it, just trying to, just accept it, just process it, you don't need to find the solution immediately and to control situation immediately. Take some time, just explore it, feel it. And that's actually very true, but it's also, I think, part of this attitude is because of what I gained with the ILM for myself, not necessarily about movement or treating people, but just kind of changing the perception, you know.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, I relate to that too. That, yeah, wow. Yeah. Very much.
Mm.
Mm. And I
Mm.
don't know if you feel the same, but I mean, I come from Japanese culture growing up. I'm here very young, but I similar to you. I moved here when I was 12, so like most of my life I haven't been here. But I think somehow this like organizing habits from Asian culture, it was really hard to break. And
Yeah, yeah,
this like you mentioned of like trusting the unknown and trusting the intuitive system was like really refreshing. I remember when I was first learning the method and till now, and I feel like um, yeah, it was a kind of one of the bigger challenge of learning of the method. I don't know if you found the same, but it was
yeah, yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah, it is no for actually for learning the method, it's fine. Actually, I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed this part because it is a bit funny in a way, or maybe ironic that uh, as I see it, some of the key principles of the method of ILM actually you can find very much similarity in Taoist philosophy, and Taoist philosophy is one of it's like ancient philosophy. It's like more than 2,000 years old, but but it's so like different from the reality in China these days, or the reality that I grew up on. But as a person, I'm very much attracted to this philosophy. So, but when the philosophy is just in the books or just a thought, it's one thing. But when you practice it, it's another thing. So I actually found, for me, it was very attractive to for me, ILM is basically it's a hands-on of Taoist philosophy. Maybe it's too big title for this, but
No,
that's how I see it in a way.
Wow. You also actually put it really simple too. I'm like, wow, that seems.
Sorry, what?
You also put it
What?
really simple too. I'm like, oh yeah, like if people ask what ILM is like, and people go, is that massage? You can be like, no, it's a Taoist philosophy. That's
It
perfect.
is. There are many similarities. Actually, I had a post just a few days ago about similarities between ILM and Taoist philosophy because I need to promote somehow the method. So I thought, okay, maybe if people can kind of relate to something they know, maybe it will kind of speak to them. So I'm just trying different ways to kind of to make it approachable.
Yeah. Wow. And how has it been practicing in China? And like, what kind of people come to your table? I mean, that sounded really cool, but
Wow, what kind of people? Like, oh my God, what kind of people? Uh,
you know who
uh,
is curious enough to try to, do something that's outside of what they know, that's, years and years has.
so, Sarah, it's so random. It's so random. It's really, it's like I don't even know how to put it in words. Maybe I shouldn't put it in words because I had in the last year and a half since I started to, I started to practice in Beijing
I
before I finished the course, like on friends of friends, and then they would recommend to some other people, and it was mostly for kind of exploring, exploring different people, different bodies, different, like also myself through the practice, and I had because the China is very diverse country, and there are obviously different Chinese people and many expats, foreigners who stay here. And I had obviously foreigners and Chinese, and I had even once a girl came, a girl from Pakistan, and she has a I don't remember the name. It's some kind of disease, so she cannot feel her legs, and she's very weak. So her father, actually, it was very interesting because they are from Pakistan,
in
and
China.
when ah
In China.
yeah, there are many nationalities, but their case they're from Pakistan and they Muslim, and when her father, she's a year ago she was 11 years old, I think, and her father reached out to me and he asked me about the treatment because someone told him, and I said sure, let's meet and you can bring your daughter and we can see what's something we can do. And he asked me where I'm from, and I said I'm from Israel. And when I said I'm from Israel, I know he's from Pakistan. I was a bit concerned, but it's so interesting that in China it doesn't matter. Like You can be from Pakistan or Israel, it doesn't matter. Like people just come along, you know. So it was very nice experience. Although they tried only once because they were going through physiotherapy sessions and like school and everything. So they didn't have time. But some people come, basically to your question, some people come because they're curious. Some people come because they got recommendation and they're also curious. Some people come, yeah, I have only maybe 3 times until now. I remember 3 or 4 times that actually someone came to me because they have physical issue. Most of the people come to try. They may have some physical issue, but they come to try and they don't expect it to solve the physical issue for some reason. This is very interesting because if they want to solve physical issue, they would go to acupuncture.
Right.
Yeah, even I had a few times dancers that come to me that they friends recommended them to come, and they asked them, "What do you do if you have like an injury?" Because they're professional dancers in dance companies, and they say we have our own like Chinese doctor, Chinese medicine doctor. So if any issues, they go to the same person. A few needles, the next day, fine. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
And what was their
yeah.
experience after trying ILM?
They said it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I would say 90% say it's amazing. It's something that they never experienced before. Some people say after the treatment it was interesting, very polite, just interesting. Was good, was interesting. But yeah, about 90%, maybe 85 or 90% say it's like wow,
Right.
they don't really know how to put it in words, obviously. They don't know, they just only feel their body, it's different in a different way now. Yeah, like very different responses, and obviously, everyone is with a different condition, different state of body and mind. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you, but I used to dance. That was my profession for 15 years. Um, but I remember because I will also like, be very selective of what kind of body treatment I was receiving. Not because of I wasn't curious, it's just so that my body don't overreact or in a way that was not helping the next day's rehearsals, performance, whatever. But I remember meeting Ilan's method, how it made it so easy to go into the treatment into the next day because the movement was already part of the treatment. So I didn't have to worry about, well, if I dance tomorrow, am I gonna like actually damage the body more because I'm so open but so relaxed, and am I like, and somehow with, well, it makes sense that with the ILM because the movement is already part of it, that I didn't have to worry about being careful to go back to dancing.
yeah, yeah,
But such a emotional relief. um but also I remember uh, practicing on many others because that was my friends and group of people who I was practicing on when I was students. And yeah, just recognizing with this unknown, like not having the answer of like having needle here, like that was I think psychologically very challenging and too stressful for some people, which was just interesting because for me it was like full like freedom that I just didn't expect I could gain. And for some people, it was just really scary. Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think also for Chinese, and now I'm of course generalizing, but the society I think is more kind of they need to understand here with their brain, and that's the way that how education works in China. So many people, they grow up by actually understanding with their brain things. So either get used to something or understand here like how it works. And every time, there was not even one single time that people wouldn't ask me this question, like how it works. And so what do I supposed to feel? Like what am I supposed to feel? Or like so what is the result? What kind of, so it's very pragmatic approach, like what will be the result, how I'm supposed to feel, and how does it work? And if I leave this kind of in the gray area, for many people, or most of the people, it's really hard to comprehend. So it requires them trusting me. First of all, trusting me because I'm a foreigner. Second, trusting me because I'm a man, and obviously, not obviously, but many patients, they're women. And third is that in China, the human touch, is not part of the culture. So being touched in a way like the touch in ILM is already for those who come to experience, their curiosity level should be way higher than their how to say something they used to, like, because being touched like in treatment of ILM for average Chinese woman is way more than she's used to. So this is another, so there's some, so it's not for everyone, and that's also I say to people, it's not for everyone. It's this is what it is, and if you want to try, you can try and see how you feel.
But it's like what a gift that you're there for people in China to because to receive, because I mean I'm not from China, so I can't really speak on behalf of that, but you mentioning coming from from the Asian culture, not having physical touch is such a big blockage. It's like you stop recognizing if you don't even get the sensory tactile feedback. And um to
Is it the same in Japan? Is also the touch is not part of the culture
well,
in Japan?
eating, you don't really hug, you just bow, so like
Okay.
the
Right.
quote that comedian was saying, like, wow, it's so like that social distance was already there, so it's not like the lack of connection. I think that desire over what I just thought it's like wow, because I don't remember that feeling hesitant anymore so much, but I do recognize that it's like to hug, to even shake hand is like that's the most touch. It's like it's very.
Yeah.
I'm sure I haven't lived there for so long, so I'm sure culture have changed and evolved. But in general, I think because there are, especially in Japan, because the land is so small and population is so big, so like space is a luxury. And I think like in a busy train rush hour, like people are so in the proximity, so it's not like
Yeah.
are not used to touch, but like to, with the touch with connection with others.
Yes. With intention. Yes.
I think that it's lacking, and it's bringing because connection with others, it brings awareness to your own space, meaning that you might have more,
Yes.
like you can gain more space, but just inside. And I think I just hope
Yes.
that more people experience it because it's such a freedom, like out of the normality of the cultural situation.
Yeah.
like I don't know if you um like remember like in Japan like the apartments are really tiny, like really tiny. So like here when I'm living in Canada, like most of the space I am like I'm okay. Like I can be cozy in a tiny space. But like, lived in a different apartment during the lockdown, and it was tiny, tiny place in a bachelor apartment, and I was doing the movement class every day. And I was so amazed that like I can be full moving with the ILM, and I wasn't hesitant. I was hitting stuff, but no problem. Not I wasn't bruising anything, hurting myself, and like I was upside down, rolling around, and I just thought, wow, like I can move so freely in such a tiny space without feeling limited. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Wow.
I don't know if you
Mm.
feel the same in China, but
Yeah, no, there's plenty of space in China, but it's as you said, it's funny because in terms of personal space, people can really be close to each other, like in subway, on the buses, standing in line somewhere. Like people really close to each other. You can smell them,
yeah.
you know. Um, but then when it comes to just human touch, like touch with intention, let's say hugging, right? Hugging, like um, it is very uncommon.
Mm.
It is very uncommon, and obviously, it's not only uncommon between just people, but also, let's say, in the family,
Yeah.
between parent and child. Nowadays, it's better, but like I'd say 10, 20 years ago, parents and kids, there's not much physical touch. And then, obviously, when the new generation grow up, they still have it, right?
Yeah.
But it's already getting better, at least in the big cities. And I think maybe now the generation that grows up now, maybe in their maybe 5, 10 years old, I think in 10, 20 years, when they have their kids, I think it will be different.
Yeah.
But it will take some time. Again, to have this, just not to be not afraid, but kind of when someone touches you, like people just kind of take a step back, right? Or when they hug, they do like this hug, one of those hugs. It's
Like,
like like this, like this. It's like they play a game. Like I hug you, but I don't hug you. But it is what it is, right? It's in Israel, it's one culture. My parents, they're kind of also they're coming from Soviet Union. They grew up also in a family, not with too much touch. Because in that sense, I think the communist in Soviet Union, the communist in China, it's maybe some things in similar back then, long time ago. So yeah, but things change all the time, right? So. Yeah, it is what it's like, just accept it as it is, and people are different. Some people like this, some people like this. Yeah.
and Bora, like I'm curious, like what are you like busy with in terms of like what are you playing with? What anything that you're just like chewing that's happy chewing.
Happy chewing.
Not necessarily
Happy chewing.
like
Can you elaborate on the happy chewing, please?
yeah. Like if there's anything that you're practicing with that either within the method or something that's complementing or something aside that you're really diving your interest at the moment, um, or are you kind of in a between time after the basic course or um,
I so when I have patients, I usually have like recently maybe 2-3 patients per week, so not too much because it takes time to kind of to spread the word and everything. But I only recently I kind of I pay more attention to the energy related I don't know how to say feeling, or maybe because I didn't have it before that, but now I feel that I pay more attention to how I feel during the process, and I can feel that it's kind of for me it's interesting, like a process of like the energy. I generate the energy. It goes to the body of the patient, and then I feel that I receive it back, but obviously in a different way. But all this process, I'm very curious about it. I still don't know what it is, but I feel that it happens recently more than before. I don't know why. I don't have understanding why. I think maybe it's because I pay attention to it more than before. Maybe before that I was focusing more on the technical side of things because I'm very new to it. So obviously I kind of thinking, oh, do I do this right? I don't do it right. And but then slowly, maybe I still don't do it right, not perfect, but it's okay. But now I also pay attention to, okay, how do I feel? Like what comes from me, what I receive from the person, and how do I feel? Because for me, it's also I also go through a kind of healing. I don't know how to call it, but I feel different after the treatment that I give. But I don't know yet what is it. I know it's different, but I don't know what is it. So I am now. I don't know if it answers the happy chewing question, but I'm happily chewing the unknown state of myself after the treatment.
It totally makes. I guess I'm. Yeah, you totally answered the question first of all, and yeah, I think This is like, I think it's so common with the practicing of ILM that you keep on meeting something you thought you knew already, or what you didn't see before, and I feel like I go through phases of like, whoa, things I thought I knew, it's like I don't know anything all over again. And it's really I find it so beautiful that we can be kind of busy with our curiosity and playfulness within continue, because you say you're new, but you've been practicing it for 2 years because of the no.
Since basically after Model 1,
Yeah.
I came back and I started to say to people, hey, come,
Yeah.
why not come?
Yeah. um,
You know,
uh,
yeah,
I did the same format of the course, I know, so, but like, you do meet 10 days and you practice for 6 months. So it's like, and the course is 2 years. So like,
right,
yeah, you just finished the course, but you've been practicing already for 2 years. That's a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
practice for compared to some other modalities. And
yes,
it's so nice that you still, like, I think it's so beautiful that there's always something to be busy with and playing with. And
yeah, 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 and there's so much more to explore. Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's the wrist that, how do you say wrist in Chinese? Do you also write hand neck?
No,
Ah,
no. How to say wrist in Chinese? I cannot think about now how to say wrist in Chinese. So, 手关节. No, it's not neck for sure.
okay.
It's not it's not neck. It's not neck.
This is
No.
so going back to like the language and different influence. Like only like 3 weeks ago or something, I Japanese is my first language, but like I recently like in Japanese the wrist is hand neck, like you write it te kubi, and then
Oh.
ankle is ashikubi, like foot neck, and
Oh.
I know. And I was thinking, well, we already have like 5 necks, like head neck and hand neck and foot neck. Like,
But do you write it in kanji?
yeah, you write it in kanji, but also verbally too, like te, like hand, neck. It could
Oh.
be.
Oh. Yeah. No, I don't think I understand the logic, why it's called the head neck or foot neck, but no, in Chinese it's not, no,
No.
no, because I know how to say neck, I know how to say hand, but no, it's not together, no.
Ah, okay.
But that's the beauty of kanji and also Chinese characters, because you maybe don't know what's the meaning, but you know two parts, and then you combine together, say hand, neck, it can be only wrist, right? Like, what else can it be? Or foot, neck, okay, it's an ankle. What else it can be? Although you don't know what it is, but that's how it's always funny to guess. Like you don't know the character, and then you know some parts of it to say, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm just
Yeah,
so impressed that you even know the writing of Chinese. It's so complicated. It's unbelievable.
some of it. I don't know everything, of course.
None,
Yeah,
none
some
of
of
us.
it. Yeah.
Well, I just want to be mindful of time. And before we wrap, is there anything you wish to share, or where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram.
This one.
Yes, and people can find me in Shanghai. And I don't know if I'm gonna stay here for a long time because now I'm kind of in this you know uh, transformation process. I don't
Good mode.
know where it's gonna where is I'm moving. I keep moving somewhere. Yeah, so Shanghai, China. I plan to stay in China for near future anyway. Maybe if not Shanghai, then another place. But Instagram is the safest. If there, someone knows. Actually, it's last thing. It's about also the randomness, the random things of the universe. So from our course, you met Doris, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So after the module 4, Doris sends me a message and says, "Hey, you know, I have a patient, some lady that she's moving to Shanghai in 2 months, and do you want to get in touch with her?" I said, "Sure." So I got in touch with this lady, this girl. She's not lady. She's like in her, I think, mid-30s. Anyway, and she came to Shanghai with her husband, and we met for dinner some maybe 2 months ago, 1 month ago. Then I asked her, so you've been going to Doris to practice for ILM sessions for a long time? She said no. I said, what do you mean no? She told me you're her, and she said, yeah, I was once walking on the street, and then I saw a sign. A sign, and I went in, and there was Doris, and then she did the ILM session, and that's the only time she did the ILM session. And then we met for dinner, and then just last week she messaged me. She said, "Hey, I have some problem in my lower back, so can I come to ILM session?" And I said, "Sure." And I told her, you know what? The chance, like the fact that we meet in Shanghai, it's so random because you basically you were walking on the street in Munich. You saw by accident a sign of Doris. You went inside, you did one session of ILM. Then Doris introduced you to me. Then you came to Shanghai and we met for dinner, and then you come to a session with me. Like, what is it? It's not like you have any issues or anything. It's just like this is the beauty of not only of ILM, just things in general, because it's just like, it happens. It happens somehow. It's just law of nature. Things just happen independently, randomly, and eventually it all come together in the way it should.
Beautiful. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much again for making time.
Thank you. Thank you so much
I wish we had more
for
time.
inviting.
Too long.
We can do in 1 year from now, like the second season.
Yeah, that would be great. And will you be back more for the future courses, or you don't know
I
yet?
don't know yet. I definitely want to deepen my experience and knowledge, but I don't know when or under what circumstances. I think when the time is right, it will happen.
Right. Well, I hope our paths cross again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada, China,
Yeah.
kickoff, it's all
We
connected.
just go like
Yeah.
well, have a good night, and really thank you again.
Thank you so much. Yes, have a good day, and thank you for everyone who is watching.
Yes, I still have a full Monday to go, so
Yeah,
yeah.
great.
Thanks
Okay,
so much.
bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.